Okay guys, I guess I'm gonna go today to buy a new camera because this one has freaked out on me several times today and I am done with it. So today we're going to try out the Anna Griffin Booklet album dies. If these are still available there on HSN, I'll link them in the description box. Those would be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. I already talked all about it in the haul video. Really simple design. Basically, you're going to cut two of this item and it makes like these hinges or sides, but it's also glued in the back to a card base, and that's how it's going to be quick. I don't have a lot of 5x7 cards that are pretty and what I want to use as far as, well, I do have a lot of pretty ones, but that are decorated on both sides, like have paper, you know. Well, I do have a lot of pretty card bases, but I want them to have images on both sides. So I'm going to use this paper that I picked up recently at Joann's, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. And again, you don't always have to use Anna Griffin stuff with Anna Griffin dies. Like, it can be whatever you have, whatever strikes your fancy will be great. Basically, this opens up, and they have some ribbon ties there, but it opens up, and then it accordions out, right? And these are just 5x7 cards. We're going to cut our own, but if you have card bases ready to go, even easier, right? Super easy. You're going to stick those together. I did notice, because I've already done this a few times, my camera keeps freaking out, that they said they use 3 card bases, and all the examples I saw that Anna showed, she has 4 card bases. This reminds me a lot of the way I do traveler's notebooks. They have a 1-inch spine, roughly, which means 4 inserts. So I think that's kind of why they did the 4 cards. So I'm still going to use 4 cards. I'm not sure why it says 3, but whatever it is you want that fits in there. Obviously, if you want to load it up, you can't put too many cards because then it's just going to be loaded with cards and not like embellishments. So today we're going to make the basic card. You're just going to stick them together, make the basic booklet, should I say, with these guys. Super easy. And then you decorate them up with whatever pockets you want, add all kinds of different cute things, you know, whatever it is. But I think for today, we're just going to make the basic book. Super simple, super easy, guys. So these are the papers I want to use, and I had gotten that far when my camera freaked out, so I'm going to pause right now just to make sure that that is recorded, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have this Park Lane stuff that I picked up at Joann's. This is the Quality Time pack, and it is double-sided, 210 GSM, so, you know, I like heavier weights. Whatever heavy weight thing you have would be best. This paper is just really interesting. I mean, look at the foiling on that. It has pumpkins. It's kind of fall. I don't know. I really liked what was going on here. Oh, you know what? I think a lot of people use this in the swap. How funny, because I know you guys had said something about being paper from Joann's, but I didn't realize it was this same one that I just recently picked up. So anyway, we're going to use this. I'm going to use this neutral set to really kind of offset, or not offset, but like to go along with it, because a lot of the colors that are in here really do coordinate with this. So quickly, I'm just going to cut these down. I'm just going to grab whatever I think I want for this book. Maybe something like this. From a 12 by 12 piece of paper, you're going to cut a 5 by 7 card base, so 7 inches high, 10 inches across, or however it is that your paper needs to be. You can cut it from an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. Also, again, 7 inches high, like on the 8.5 inch side. I would cut the 7 inches, and then 10 inches on the 11 inch side, right? So you can get your card bases. So I'm going to cut these out. I'm going to cut down 4 of them, okay? I'll be right back. If your paper has a direction, definitely pay attention to that. The other option I would say, also like this, obviously it's going to, the 7 inches should be on this side. I guess you can open the book the other way if you wanted to, which would be kind of a little bit weird, but so the 7 inches is here, and then I'll cut 10 inches over here. Also, what part is going to be showing on the inside of your book or to the outside of your book? So this is 10 inches here. So are you going to fold it like this? And then when you open your book up, the accordion, this page might be showing, or are you going to score it this way so that this page is showing, or this part is showing when you accordion it? Okay, so you can kind of think about those design options also. Of course, you can just flip them whenever, if it's not the way you want it, flip it the other way, right? And then with each of these, I'm just going to score it at 5 inches. So I'm just going to bring out my scoreboard, score at 5 inches, okay? And I'll be right back. Guys, in the meantime, I got a new camera, so that might look weird, but we're going to keep moving on. Again, this is my paper here, and I guess I'll have, I don't know, I kind of like this side better, so I'm going to use this side to be facing in. And whatever's on the inside of your card is basically what's going to be facing, what you're going to be seeing, you know? So scored at 5 inches. So we have these guys. Okay. What I'm going to do is take both of these and just cut them from that pearlescent paper. So whatever you want with this, that junction, you know, the colors that from this one to this one, you're going to have this piece, you know? So I would just set them up how you want them and then get your colors as you want them. I'll probably do the same color throughout just so that it's all the same. So I'm gonna run this through a few times. It doesn't look like it has too much embossing, but it does have some embossing here. So if you want to get those little things embossed, definitely run it through with your embossing capabilities of your die cutting machine. And we're gonna need 2 of this. So I'll also run this through some of that pearlescent paper, whatever colors I like, and definitely emboss them because you can see all this prettiness here. And I'll be back. Okay guys, this is what this looks like right now. Just cranking things out. We actually only need 3 of these, I believe, because of the way the junctions work, so I'll get 3 because I don't want to die cut anything extra if I don't have to, right? So I chose this like silvery color, kind of gunmetal, interesting color for the outside portions. And I know a lot of times whenever I do something like this, I'll stick to the instructions for the most part at the beginning. I don't even know where I put the instructions right now, but these aren't that difficult to understand. All you're going to do, again, is stick them together. Which one do you want where, you know, maybe like this. And that one? Sure. So if I put these 2 together, I'll put these to the side for right now. And that's it. So you have 4 5x7 cards or however many you're going to put in there. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm sorry. Again, this is a new camera and I have it. Why is it moving? Let's see how that looks. I'll arrange it in a minute. So we have these guys, and I'm going to carefully get my little scoring done here. Again, I'm doing it carefully because there are die cut holes like right near that, and if you just kind of go for it, sometimes you'll end up scoring like in this area because it's a little weaker, right? So I'm going to go around the very edges and down in here, of course. And if I can put little dots of glue here and there. And I'm doing it this way. I like to use a white glue because unless you rip it, it's not going to come apart. And let's just open that back up. So again, I put 2 cards that I think I want facing each other. And basically we're going to put this guy here. Now, I suppose you could just get this one and then put it on the other side, right? Hold them down like this and then glue them down together at the same time. But I'm going to do the one side and then I'll put glue and put the other side on and make sure that these stay where they're supposed to. So yes, I'm going off on my own. I buy these things. I don't, you know, a lot of times when I do reviews, I try to stick to what the company says to do because, you know, for the first time. But this, honestly, you're just concertinaing these guys. So I'm not really freaking out too much. And again, the foil is going to be on the back side, and I'm sorry, I know I don't like covering or hiding foil, but I just like this side better. So that's how that goes. So I'm going to put glue on this side. This happens to be art glitter glue, as I wrote on there. I just put in one of my little bottles that I got on Amazon. And just going through here, boop, 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 right down the edge. And we're going to stick that together. And I'll turn it over just so I can see the back and also kind of flatten it out. And those look pretty much where they should be. And then does this still close nicely? Yep. And that's all you're doing. You're gluing them together, right? As you can see, this one's not quite ready because it needs a little more. But in the meantime, you can make sure these are level. Everything's good. So I'm going to hold that down. And you're just going to continue the same process. Like I said, I think this is the next one I'll be using, so I'm going to glue these 2 together. Here, I know it's upside down now, but here. So these next 2. And I don't mean glue them together. Obviously this hinge is gluing them together, right? So now we have this one. I'm going to fold this. Again, very carefully so I don't get into my pretty delicate areas there. And we'll give it a nice score. For whatever reason, my phone is on to be loud. I never have my phone on to make noise. Again, a little glue, and if you just want to do both sides at the same time, that's great too. Whatever's more comfortable for you, always. And so from this one, I'm going to place this on here, just making sure it's nice. Again, I did cut my own card bases, so, you know, it's possible they're not exactly 5x7. Maybe a little area of it's a little taller than the 7 or whatever. I'm going to turn this over. I do like kind of squishing it flat here. Hope my flip-flopping them is not confusing you guys. So this is going to be the front of my book, basically. And I guess I should have paid attention to that because I don't know if I like this paper. But you can matte layer it too, so maybe I can still actually switch it out. But again, this backside, ooh, that one's pretty. No, I guess I'll still do what I was going to do, but I didn't think about that. Now, again, it's up and down, up and down. You see that? So now this one I'm going to glue to this one. Same as before. I'm just going to lay it down so I can get in here. I would use a fast drying glue, of course, Nouveau Deluxe, things like that. And I know people, if I don't use Nouveau Deluxe, are like, oh, do you like this other one better? I have noticed that you haven't been using it. I just didn't use it because I didn't use it. I just grabbed something else. But Nouveau Deluxe adhesive is my favorite, always. And then pay attention if you're flip-flopping that you're putting these in the right direction, right? So I'm going to place that there. And I'm just going to turn it over. And place that in there, making sure we're closing good. Yep, that's pretty good. I'm just gonna hold this down so it sticks, and I'll be right back. Oh, sorry guys, I'm just gonna fold it over. So we have something that looks like this right now. Let's fold that up. Okay, this would be the 3, like they said, if you're using 3, but I'm gonna use 4. So I'm gonna add one more. So same thing, I'm just going to place these like this. We're going to fold this guy up and then just glue it on the edges, okay? Ooh, see, be careful. And then we'll add on our outside bits. I suppose you could have done the outside bits first, but I don't see why you would. So again, glue on here, glue it down, glue on the other side, glue that panel up. Okay, and I'll be back. Okay guys, this is the last little bunch that I put together. So let's give it a squeeze. And just bring this back. So again, I did 4 cards. You know, you want to do 3, that's fine. And this is what's in the front, which is kind of a bummer because again, not really my favorite print here, but this is the back side. So pretty papers. I mean, if I wanted to turn it around, I suppose I could do that or do it this way, but then things will be upside down, see? So they'll be my front, and that's fine. Actually, it matches this really well. Okay, so with these guys, all we're gonna do is stick these down. Now you wanna cut them twice, layer them up, or do whatever, go for it. This one, you want to be very careful. You know what, I might even do these lines again, because this set here sometimes will make it so it wants to buckle there instead of on the line. So I'm just going to line this up on 3 inches, I hope. Ugh. Hope that's nice and straight. And a lot of times it's hard to tell something's straight because you don't know if you're in the same group, but yeah, there we go. And then, oh, and 4 inches. So again, this is 1 inch wide. I'll be more careful to fold this right on that score line that we just made ourselves anew. And I'll do the same thing with the other one, okay? So I'm just gonna score these, just have the scored lines ready, and I'll do the same thing with the second one. We need 2 of these. Now, if you just wanted to make a book that has a spine, then you won't need both of them. You would just need one side, right? But we'll talk about that in just a minute. Okay, let me do them both just like this, and I'll be right back. So I think this is pretty much all we're going to do today. Maybe I will also add some ribbon, but we're going to stick that, again, glue it to the very back, glue this to the very back, and then that's what keeps it in the front, just like this. Now you see those overlap, so that's really nice. I think if you're going to put ribbon, they're going to come out a little bit in a weird way, but that's okay. I don't think I need to put the ribbon right now. It just depends on how you want to add it. So I know sometimes, and I had some that they must have cut this area so that the ribbon comes through here and then goes out here. That's one way of doing it. Or you can just bring the ribbon all the way through and let it come through here and not even stick it down in the back, however it is that you want. But the back of my book is this side, so I am going to glue this on. Now, that's what I was saying, maybe we should have done this before, but I'm just sticking this down, and that's all we're gonna do today because I want to get this video out today and I don't have time to do all the extras. So I'm gonna make sure that there's glue in all these little like small areas that might come up because I don't want them to get messed up later as the book is being used, you know. So just get some glue on everything basically, and I'm just opening this up so I can get this flat and basically stick that down. Okay, so just on this back card. So make sure everything's right. Okay, good. And I'm just going to glue that down, and I suppose if I wanted to, I could just put it down like this, make it easy. Smooth that out. I'm going to continue smoothing this out until I'm happy, and I'll be right back. I'm good. If you look at it, just glue down. Again, whatever you want to do for your closure, if you need it to go to the front, that's up to you. Now this side, same thing. I'm just going to take this, and I might cut into this just to put the ribbon, I don't know. Not this part, obviously the part I'm gluing down, but the other part. If I was going to do it for sure, I would have just cut it before I stuck this down, because now it's going to be stuck down and I got to deal with that, but it's not too late. It'll be fine. So this guy goes on the other side of this back piece. And just eyeball that. He needs to come out a little bit more this way. Again, making sure everything's good on that score line. And essentially this all goes in here. We can get a little early peek at what this might look like. All those go in there, and then this closes up out here. Pretty colors. I'm not quite ready. I want to hold that down, but as you can see, they overlap. But I'm going to hold that down until it's set up. I don't want to have an oopsie, and I'll be back. Okay guys, I went and do some other things. I just left something heavy on here, so that would hold it down. And there it is. So let's close it up. Now we'll put some kind of closure on this, but let's say you had opened it up, you have decorating here, you're opening it up, and you continue decorating with your pockets and everything, and you are good to go, right? You have all these different areas to the very back. And the back again just has that prettiness on it. So let's close this up, and I'm just going to make this very easy. Now if we want to, like I said, you can cut this little piece away, and just cut this little piece away, and then have the ribbon coming from around the back, under there, and then out here. Or we can do something a little different. I just grabbed this color because I thought it offset the coloration, whatever's going on here, really nicely. But if I had black organza, I would have gone with that. Let's not kid ourselves. Alright, let me get this. I'm just going to cut it for now. I'll roughly tell you this is probably 30 inches, because this mat is 23 inches long, and I can see it's more than that. And I'm going to singe the edges so that doesn't keep fraying. There we go. And again, I'm not even gluing it down in the back. I'm just going to bring it through here and push it through this little hole. Okay, and it's just going to hold on because it's in the little hole. But again, if you wanted to cut this open, you can push it through there and then bring it out this little hole. And that'll be another way to hold it on. And it looks nice, and it holds it a little more securely than just this bit here. So when we come back, we will adorn our little book. Again, that closure isn't my favorite because it is keeping it kind of open, but at the same time, whenever you start filling this up, you might have that. So I might cut away those pieces just to hold this on there for the next time, okay guys, because I don't really like the way it's bunched up. But there it is, and then when you open it up, I mean, it's not going to go anywhere because it's in there. All right, hopefully that shows you the basic thing, and then you decorate. It really reminds me of all those, do you guys remember those mini albums we used to make like 20 years ago, 15 years ago, that were like out of envelopes or things like that? Very much that feel. This is exactly what we do, is if we would glue the envelope flap to envelope flap, and then it would still do the same thing. But very pretty. I'm sure it's something you can also do with edge dyes, you know, get that going. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll have images coming up. I'll have the links in the description box, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.